Skateboard is a popular and fun sport, especially where I'm from, Southern California. It's kind of a big deal. From 20 years ago all to today, skateboarding seems to get more and more popular by the day. Sport is just a good way to get out there and have some fun, clear your mind from what's going on in the world, escape from reality a little bit. Just get out there and enjoy it. Today I'll give you the introduction to skateboarding by teaching the parts of the skateboard, going over some brief history, and just teaching you the foundation of tricks, which is the ollie. Ollie is a good foundation trick to know because you won't be able to accomplish any other trick without knowing how to ollie. So let's begin with the parts of a skateboard. I have this diagram for visual. Illustrates all the parts of a skateboard, the components, and this is a complete skateboard. I also have my skateboard, and here it is. It consists of a deck, which is this wooden part right here. Uh, 8 screws for hardware, for here, for there. Got our tail section and our nose section. I marked mine because I want my, for foot placement wise. Turn it over. We got our 2 trucks, keep us be able to steer, and we got our 4 wheels. As you see, they spin. They got bearings inside to allow them to spin, and so they come in different sizes. Depends on your size as a person. Bigger people want wider boards, and smaller, skinny people like myself want skinnier boards. And it also depends on your shoe size. You don't want your feet hanging over. They come with different brands. They have graphic boards and different kind of skate companies. So now that you know the parts of a skateboard, let's get into a little bit of the history. As far as skateboarding is concerned, it started in the 1950s. It happened when all across California, surfers they seemed to got the idea to try to surf the streets. No one really know who made the first skateboard. It just seems that several people came up with similar ideas at the time, and several people claimed to have invented the skateboard. But nothing is proved that they were actually the founder of skateboarding. These first skateboards were made of wooden boxes with roller skates slapped to the bottom of them. So as you can imagine, a lot of people got hurt in the earlier years. It was a sport that was just being born and discovered, so anything basically went. These boxes eventually turned to planks, and eventually companies started producing compressed layers of wood, as you see my board has, similar to the decks that we have today. During this time, skateboarding was seen as something fun to do after surfing. In 1963, it was the peak of popularity. 1965, skateboarding suddenly just kind of took a sudden turn for the worse. It seemed to be like a quick fad that nobody was really into anymore. But then, 1972, Frank Nasworth, creator, he invented the urethane skateboard wheels, which we similar to the ones we have today. And for some reason, that sparked a new interest. So in 1975, it took a new evolutionary boost towards the sport that we see today. And Del Mar, California, was this big freestyle competition, and it seemed to give new lives to skateboarding. So that's just some of the brief history. And I also have this visual aid, which is one of the first skateboards. As you can see how rough that and barbaric that looks. Imagine that's why everyone was getting hurt in the earlier years. So now that you guys know some of the parts, you guys know a little bit of the brief history, let's discuss our first trick, which is going to be an ollie. This is how it's going to go. For your dominant foot, it's either one that you use to step into your pants or shorts in the morning. Some people use the left, some people use the right. That's important because that tells you which way you want to face on the board. I'm a goofy foot, so my right foot is going to be facing the nose. For starting this trick, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have our dominant foot, which is my dominant foot, and it's going to be facing the nose. And this is going to be my non-dominant foot on the tail. And so as we're setting up, in the beginning for beginners, I recommend you doing it on a surface that's not slick, so you're not rolling and fighting the rolling motion the whole time. I started out in my mom's living room. As you can imagine, she didn't like that. and then I moved into the grass, and then I moved into concrete. So we're going to have our foot placement. It's going to be your non-dominant foot on the tail and your dominant foot in the middle of the board. As you pop, this is all simultaneous motion. As you pop, you want to slide this foot and roll your toes all the way to the front of the hardware in the air. And once you're off the ground, you want to bring it back down gently and land like so. So once again, your left foot, or whichever foot is your non-dominant foot, is going to be on the tail of the section. And you're going to pop, slide, and as you're sliding, you're rolling your foot. And this foot should never come off the board. And then you slide it back down and safely land. Remember, if you're going to try this, make sure you wear a helmet or personal protection, whatever you require. Let me show you guys. Get my foot set up. You're squatting down. Good placement. Foot on the board. And you come back down. Show you guys again. Foot in the middle. Foot on the tail. Sliding it forward. Bringing it back. And so. So like I was saying, that's just the ollie. It's the foundation of tricks. It's important to learn. It took me a long time to learn how to do it. As you can imagine, doing everything simultaneously at once. Since we learned ollie, that's everything we went over today. We went over the parts of the skateboard, went over the brief history, and I thought you had to do ollie. Skateboarding is an exciting hobby. I've done it since I was in 8th grade, so about 15 years now. Although it can be dangerous, it's just very fun to get out there and ride on your skateboard. I remember my first time all in, I fell a lot. Riding a skateboard is difficult at first. But just remember, just have fun, safety first, and fun will follow. Thank you.